Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be making these cute little flowers using ribbon. So I'm going to go over what you need or what we're going to be using and how the technique. So I'm just going to put those to the side. As you all know, I've always talked about me wanting to learn how to make flowers. I've seen a lot of people make flowers, a lot of inspiration. I'll link the video that I watched to create this using this technique. There's no sound in it, and you all know how I feel about videos and sound. So I'm using this ribbon offray that I got from Goodwill for 10 cents. It was a brand new spool, and I was like, that's a very good deal. And it's chocolate, or they call it brown, but it's chocolate. We're going to be using some random buttons as the center pieces. Whatever you have is fine. You need some straight pins, but I'm going to be using safety pins because I can't find my straight pins. And you need some thread, and luckily I have chocolate or brown thread, and you need a needle. I already have everything pre-fabricated, but I'm just going to share with you how to do a few things, and then we'll go ahead and start the actual project. Okay, so this ribbon is shiny or satin on one side and matte on the other side. I can't give you a measurement. About 11.5 inches. I just cut off what I thought would be okay. And as you can see on these, not this one, I actually put a little back, it's shiny on that side and not so shiny on this side because it's two-toned. And so you can do it the shiny side if you like. I just like it where it has more than one piece on there. If you get real fancy, you may can take two pieces of ribbon and do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take this and fold it over. You're going to fold it as even as possible. If you need to, you can get your iron out. I have my iron right here. So I'm just going to iron it down or flatten it out. And I don't know how you work. I usually work from whatever's comfortable for me, meaning top to bottom or bottom to top. And you're going to put your first straight pin in. And then to make it easier for me, I just go to the bottom and I put one at the bottom. Iron it a little bit. Seriously, if you need an iron, a real iron, and not your fingers, use a real iron. Alright, so there you have that. And then you want to go ahead and safety pin that all the way out. And I was going to not do this, but there you have it. So when you finish, it will look like this, but with straight pins, not safety pins. But if all you have is safety pins easily and readily available, do whatever you need to do. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to do this one on camera, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do all the rest, and then we'll glue them all down as a whole. All right, so it's a running stitch, and if you want to, you can make your stitches smaller or larger. It doesn't really matter as long as you get your running stitch going. As you finish or get to where you're comfortable at, you want to not jab yourself in the finger with your sewing needle like I just did. You want to just do a running stitch. When you get ready to pull your needle through here, I used a lot of thread on this one because I had all those pieces that I was going to do. Leave a little tail out, and you'll see why shortly. All right. And so that's pretty much it for your running stitch. I'll just keep it going. And this literally takes maybe 3 to 4 minutes to make. It just depends on how fast you are. You all know that I am a fairly slow crafter. I know a lot of people out there probably say that they're slow crafters. And I've seen some of them craft, and I'm like, you are not a slow crafter. But it takes me a little while to make things. Whenever I do a project, I would say it takes, at a minimum, an hour to do. Alright, so you're going to run this through, and there you have your first thing, your first stitch set up. Now what I'm going to do is, I recommend this. I don't have it right now. I don't have a lighter, but I recommend you cinch the end so it doesn't fray, or you can get some fabric fray stuff. I don't have that either. But I'm going to cut this at an angle. Okay. Now with that end left out, what you want to do is you just want to gather or bunch them together, just like this, okay? And it doesn't matter how pretty or ugly it looks right now, you're going to fix that in a few minutes. So you have the two pieces. I haven't done anything with these. Now in the video, at this point, it's kind of, for me, it was a little bit confusing. Again, the person doesn't talk, and I can't see them because they're a little bit out of frame. So what I am assuming is going on is a lot of tucking and adjusting to make the flower how they want it to be. I'm going to try to do that on camera. And now this is the point where you can decide if you like your flower to be super shiny on this side or shiny and matte. And I am comfortable with it looking like this because I just think it looks great like that. And now what you're going to do is tie a knot in your tail that you left out, as well as with your needle portion. Okay, so I think that these smaller ones look good, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes. So I'm going to tie about 4 knots in this. The more knots for me, the more I feel secure that it's not going to come apart. But this, you know, you can only do 1 if you need to, or 2, but I would definitely recommend doing at least 2. I'll do another one because I lost count. I don't know if that's 4 or 5. And now what I'm going to do is just clip the end off right here. Set the needle aside. And here's our little flower. And now you see, that's why I cut at an angle, because I think it looks better at an angle. And I'm going to just set all of these to the side until we get ready to hot glue them together. And if you're going to make multiples of this, I would definitely recommend not plugging your glue gun in until you've made, if you're going to make 100 of these little flowers, then plug the glue gun in at like 98. Okay. And so when you see how your circle is right here, if you make your circle really loose, then you have to find a larger piece to go in the middle. And for now, I want to try to use all these little jewel pieces up. But for this one, I think I'm going to use this. I think that's a cheetah. I'm going to use that cheetah, and I'll tell you why I want to do that. And so I got to be cognitive of that on the next one. You see this one? It had a big circle in there as well, and that's why I put this little piece on the back. And I just didn't like how it came out. This one, and this one, I think this was my first one that I did, and I love how it is. It looks really nice. So the smaller or the less length you have on your pieces, the smaller the flower will come out. But it looks a lot better, in my opinion, than a big one, unless you have a big embellished piece to go in the middle of your flower. So I'm going to go ahead and sew all these up, and then I'll be back. Okay, dokie, so we are finished with the stitching, and this is how they all look. They all look really pretty, except for this one. It's a little bit loosey-goosey. too loosey-goosey for my liking. So just be careful when you make yours. And this one too, because it's too loose, just too loose, and we'll leave it at that. I would prefer it to be a more fitted, tighter look like this. I just think that it looks better like that. And of course you can always turn them on the back if you so choose to do so. You just have to fool around with your connector pieces. Again, I do recommend cinching those or using some type of fabric fray to stop the fraying of your ribbon, the fabric. On this one, I got my iron was not hot enough, I guess, because it came a little bit undone. So we'll put the ones that I really think I did a good job on to the side for now. We'll do those last since it'll be easier to piece together. And we're just going to glue gun is warming up. Again, do not plug your glue gun in until you're almost finished with your flower. So I only did 5. Yep, 5. If you're gonna do more, you know, if you're gonna do a large amount, then you really want to not have your glue gun just sitting there dripping glue. I'm not sure if you have a better quality glue gun than mine, but I would safely assume that at a certain point either your glue gun's going to turn off or it's going to drip glue, even if it's a little drop, because you have glue in the chamber. Okay, so to cover this up, we're going to use this button right here, and also we're going to use that cheetah one. I haven't forgot about the cheetah one, and I actually think the cheetah button will look cute because it matches this brown. You know, cheetahs are, it looks African, I guess, or wildlife. I wouldn't say African, but it looks wildlife-ish, right? This chocolate color, so that would be good. For the button, we'll try to put it on the less when it's not as loose, but for the looser ones I am going to have to mask that opening some. I don't know what I was thinking. So just keep that in mind when you do that. And let's see. That's so plain. We're going to turn it over because it's a little bit shiny on that side, and it looks better because this button is like shiny dull in my opinion. So we're going to just do that just like that. And I need to cut my fingernails off. I keep saying that because, you know, my fingernails seem to attract the glue gun or the glue, and I don't want my nails to attract that kind of attention. So just apply it and push it down, and it looks good. I mean, you can't really tell that I didn't like it to begin with. So if you have real loose ones, you can always turn it on the shiny side to try to fix that problem. In this instance, I think I'll probably keep this one like that. I don't really like this button at all, so that's probably why I picked it up, because I think it would do a good masking. And again, you know, you can put it just like that. I'm gonna try to fluff this up some. I hope that you are enjoying these random non-paper crafting videos. I'm still in the year 2017, but I'm not sure when you'll see this video. It could be 2017 or 2018. I had created a lot of paper crafting videos, like with parts on there, so hopefully you've seen those, and this is actually in 2017. If not, this is probably January, where I'm really going crazy when you're viewing this video. And I appreciate you putting up with my franticness. My move is going to be very, very interesting. I've been currently, present day, December 2017, been having a lot of pain in my body, which does not make me feel confident about this move. I hope it's just the weather, because you know this weather is bonkers right now. You know, it snowed in Houston, although I'm not in Houston, and my aunt and I were on the phone, and she's like, it's been X amount of years. I think she said seven years since it snowed. And I was like, that was the last time I was home with my mom. The last time it snowed in Houston, my mother lived in Rosenberg, Texas, and it snowed there. Not a lot, and I've seen snow, a lot of snow, and I've seen a little snow. So, you know, snow is not, I'm not, ooh, snow. I like it because it's snow, and you know, it doesn't always happen. But she actually brought a snowball in the house and threw it at me. Yeah, that's the kind of mama I had, which was funny because I was like, okay, I'm going to get you back. She was like, you better not, because I'm your mom. And I was like, okay, Mom. Yes, ma'am. You know, because that's what you do when you're a child. Even if you're an old child, you still respect your parent and don't throw snow on them, even though she threw it on me. And then when she came to live with me in Connecticut, it snowed a lot, a whole heaping lot. And I would go out there and I would clean off her car, my car, clear a path, because she was so afraid of falling and hurting herself. She was fragile at that point. She had had a few surgeries and things like that, so I can't say that I would blame anyone for being afraid of falling and hurting themselves. So I don't know what's up with this button, but we're gonna use it. We're gonna use it. And see, the shiny and not shiny, like this looks so pretty. I think that the smaller ones, if you do make these, go for a smaller size. It just pops, in my opinion, a lot better than the larger sizes. And maybe because the buttons I don't have all of my magic buttons. I only have a few magic buttons to play with. I'm really nervous about this situation right here because, you know, it's hot glue. Alright, and we got it in without getting hurt. So I was only poked a few times in making this video, and I was only burned a few times, so I'm good. I'm pretty good, I guess. I like this one a lot, so hopefully we can make it work to my advantage, and we can make it happen. All right, so we're just applying some glue. Whoever created hot glue is, you know, a mastermind, and I'm quite sure it wasn't used for gluing projects down. At first, it was probably used to put up some type of house piece, and someone's like, hey, we can use hot glue on our projects, on our craft projects. You know, cinch up some clothes at a fabric show, at a design show. So this is what we've created. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and if you liked it, you know, let me know in the comment section. And if you have any other easy to follow flower making with ribbon, let me know, because I have tons of ribbon that I am itching to use and get rid of and create fantastic, cool little projects with. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Happy crafting.